What's up guys, since everyone found out the end of the game, everyone has been debating one thing about the ending. Is this Kratos dying at the end of the game on the wall? Forums, debates on Twitter, even till this day people are still asking Corey to explain. Since he won't, I'm here to prove that this is in fact Kratos dying or dead next to Atreus. Since this topic has been beat to death, this will be my final time talking about the wall. Let's get right into it. First off, the reasons why people are on the fence about this being Kratos is one, in every other moment on the wall, Kratos had a red tattoo except for the death where the red mark is invisible. And the second reason is of course Kratos is immortal. All of these are facts and undeniable. So the first thing I did was look up the origins of the red mark. Let's take a look.
His destiny, his cursed fate, had been set in motion. The loss of his brother would leave an indelible mark on him. A memory he could not forget. As he vowed never to falter again, Kratos adorned a red tattoo on his body in honor of Deimos. A tattoo in the very image of his brother's birthmark.
Despite him killing his family in God of War 3, at first Kratos didn't want to hurt his brother Hercules and tried to talk him out of fighting in God of War 3. And of course we know he cares much for his two wives and his two children, even though one of his wife and one of his kids are dead. Well, both his wives are dead, but at least he didn't kill one of them, I guess. So that's a good thing. Anyways, we'll return to family in a bit, but let's go back to the mark. It seems Kratos cared so much for his brother that the red mark not only is a symbol for Deimos, but somehow it's also connected to Kratos' power. I know what you're thinking now, comment section. How is the mark connected to Kratos' power? Now I don't know how it was done, but I will prove that it is. Check out this cutscene. It's a bit lengthy, but it's important to understand my point.
Calliope! Calliope, where are you?
Kratos looked, but his daughter was nowhere to be seen.
Persephone! I demand to see my daughter!
As you wish. If Calliope is your true desire, I can help you. But be warned, Ghost of Sparta. The world of man will suffer because of your choice.
I care little for the world and its suffering! Where is she?
If you are to see your daughter again, you must become worthy of Elysium. Cast your weapons at the Forsaken Tree, and let it release the evils of your past. Only then will you be free of your sins, and be granted passage through the divine gates.
I'm scared.
In your selfish choice to be with your daughter, you have caused her ruin.
No.
Elysium falls to Kratos. She will perish.
No! I will not let the gods take her from me again!
Father!
Kratos soon realized that what he gained in humanity, he lost in power. He would need to become the monster he once was if he was to defeat Persephone. He would need to become the ghost of Sparta once again if he was to save his child.
No! Father, no!
At that moment, Kratos knew his destiny was not with Calliope. The fates were never that kind.
To be with his daughter, he willingly gave up his power to be mortal. Doing this, his red mark actually disappeared. So it's a fact, not an opinion. When Kratos loses his power and becomes mortal, his red mark fades, meaning his godlike powers are shown and connected through the red mark. If the red mark isn't showing, it means his god powers are no longer with him. Now to clarify, this is different from the past games where he loses his abilities from the previous game. He still has his god powers, he just resets himself and he learns new abilities. When he died in God of War 2 from the Blade of Olympus, he still had his red mark, which meant he still had his immortality. Perhaps if Kratos died when he willingly became mortal, he wouldn't have come back to life since we know his god curse of being immortal. Now let's move on to God of War PS4. In Norse mythology, magic is prominent in this world, more than it was in Greece. And two of the most powerful users of magic are against Kratos, which is Odin and Freya. Odin for an unknown reason, and Freya for the death of her son. At first, Mimir expected Freya to come around, but expressed concern when Freya asked him for her warrior spirit. And Freya knows Kratos' biggest weakness, which is his son. Freya knows powerful spells and curses. If one person in the past made Kratos willingly give up his powers for his child, then it's more than possible that Freya would do the same. Give up your god powers and become mortal, or I kill Atreus. Remember that line from the game after we beat Baldur?
So you'd let me kill you?
If it meant you would live. Yes.
It's entirely possible for this scenario to happen. Even if it doesn't, for the picture to become true, Kratos must become mortal and lose his godhood. Now, a smaller reason why I think this is Kratos is simply because he promised Atreus that he'll never leave him alone. The one time he broke this promise was in Alfheim, and Kratos really got the brunt of Atreus' anger. And I don't think that Kratos would want to do that again. But on the wall, after we see the death scene, Kratos is not with Atreus, as we see Atreus walk alongside 3 wolves. And yeah, that doesn't really make much sense if Kratos will never leave him alone, yet in this scene, Atreus is alone. This video is getting a little bit lengthy, but before I end the video, I want to respond to some comments I know people are going to say. To the comments saying that they're not going to buy the game if Kratos dies, first off, don't lie to yourself. You know that you're going to buy the game, and besides, you won't know if he dies or not until you play it. Second, I don't think Kratos will be written out of the games in the future. In real Norse mythology, some people actually went to Helheim and bargained with the goddess of the underworld Hel to revive somebody. And I don't think that they're going to write Kratos at the game. I think he's going to return in some fashion within the same game. Kratos and Death don't exactly get along. Maybe Atreus walking alongside of 3 wolves. Is Atreus going to revive Kratos? I had a lot of fun researching this theory. Had a lot of fun putting it together. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you guys for listening. Deuces.